Just weeks ago, Sydney was rocked by the brazen daylight shooting of Dawood Zakaria, an alleged Alameddine associate, who was gunned down in a targeted drive-by attack on Sunday, May 25, 2025. That shooting, which claimed Zakaria's life and sparked a wave of retaliatory violence, has only deepened the chaos and turmoil gripping Western Sydney streets. Now all eyes have turned to Ali Mubayed, who is suspected to be the new head of the powerful Alameddine crime family. As violent attacks escalate across Sydney and police escalate their crackdown on organized crime, Ali now finds himself at the center of a power struggle, making him one of the most watched and targeted figures in Sydney's criminal underworld. Believed to be in his early 30s, having been registered by police as being 30 in 2023, Ali is an already known but equally mysterious figure in Sydney. But now police believe he has taken the top position within the notorious Alameddine Crime Network. A father to 3 children, Ali's reputation has grown rapidly, rising up the family ranks as older members have been jailed, killed, or forced into hiding. His rise within the organization is as much about loyalty to the clan as it is about not being afraid to use violence to assert his control. While some of his past is shrouded in mystery, we do have criminal records to give us at least an indication of how violent and dangerous this man can be. In October 2021, he was arrested within a group of associates for the violent assault of Mohammed Butch Hachar, who had regrettably made a very public insult against senior Alameddine figures. Not something the family tends to let slide. Ali also had a central role in drug smuggling operations, namely the trafficking of buprenorphine into New South Wales prisons. This trade has netted the family hundreds of thousands of dollars and helped the syndicate dominate the region. Police believe that Ali managed the logistics and distribution for the operation, coordinating with associates both inside and outside prison walls. It's more than just drug offenses, though. Ali has faced multiple arrests for violent crimes, including assaults and suspected involvement in kidnappings. This is a man not deterred by getting his hands dirty to enforce the family's interests. So we know from this record that he was an enforcer, the muscle, the person doing the dirty work in the family. This would have made him a trusted and relied upon lieutenant, and only those who prove their loyalty get into positions of such power. He has grown to be a pragmatic and assertive figurehead, rising to the top of the Alameddine family, taking control of their expanded criminal enterprises, including drug trafficking, extortion, and illicit tobacco. Life isn't easy for the family in 2025, with both the authorities and rival gangs circling like wolves. In 2024 and 2025, police intensified their crackdown on the Alameddine network. Task Force Falcon, a dedicated joint operation between State Crime Command and the New South Wales Crime Commission, was established to target violent crime linked to the syndicate. However, for a crime organization that is deeply rooted in Sydney's underbelly, they are used to having to watch their backs. The family based in Maryland's Western Sydney has long been recognized as one of Australia's most powerful and violent organized crime groups. Police estimate that the syndicate once earned up to $1 million a week at its peak. The Alameddine rose to notoriety during early 2020, feuding with rival organizations like the Hamzis, Elmirs, and Ahmads, which led to a series of high-profile shootings, kidnappings, and retaliatory attacks between all sides. There have been many notorious names involved with the family. Rafat Alameddine, the longtime boss, has been the subject of major police operations and murder charges. Other senior members and associates like Talal Alameddine and John Ray Basari have been jailed or targeted in revenge attacks. It's a tight and organized group with trusted lieutenants looking after the various criminal activities, including the now infamous drug run phone operation and their prison drug smuggling rings. It is now believed Ali Mubayed has risen all the way to the top and is now the new head of the family. Other previous leaders and higher-ups have either gone into exile or protection, have simply gotten too long in the tooth, or have been killed. Ali is the stalwart taking the reins and moving the business forward. This is a new phase for the syndicate, as he faces both relentless police scrutiny and violent threats from rivals trying to take advantage of the power vacuum. That, of course, involves trying to take out the new head of the business before he can fully establish himself. In June 2025, Ali became the target of not one, but 2 attacks and attempts on his life that showed just how unsafe his new role is. On June 8th, Ali's car was set alight outside his home in Maryland, a calculated act of intimidation that prompted him to seek a change in his bail conditions due to safety concerns. Just 4 days later, on June 12th, while Ali was en route to Parramatta local court, gunmen opened fire on his Earl Street residence in a daylight drive-by shooting. Fortunately, no one was home at the time, and there were no injuries. Nonetheless, the response from law enforcement was swift and decisive. Police tracked a Porsche suspected of involvement, which was later found torched in Chester Hill. 3 men aged 20, 22, and 24 were arrested following a dramatic chase through Sydney's West region and now face serious firearms charges connected to the failed attack on Ali's home. Police then discovered jerry cans and knives inside, in a car crashed by 2 17-year-olds in Greystanes, believed to be connected to the torched Porsche and further potential violent acts. These attacks are being investigated by Task Force Falcon, a huge joint operation between the State Crime Command and the New South Wales Crime Commission, a direct response to the growth of gang-related crime and violence in the New South Wales area. The real question is, who is behind these targeted attacks on Ali? It could be rival gangs, but it could also indicate instability within the ranks of the Alameddine network, as rival factions and internal disputes continue to fuel Sydney's bloody underworld conflict. Task Force Falcon faces a race against time to bring these gangs to justice before the public is put at further risk. With Ali now in the crosshairs, the family faces mounting pressure from both rival gangs and relentless police scrutiny. Their grip on the Sydney underground is loosening, with senior members slowly leaving the fold, either through death, the threat of it, or in jail. Ali is the last man standing, and therefore has a very large target on his back. He isn't running scared, but he is trying to use every method possible to ensure his safety. At the moment, he is out on bail, but under strict conditions. This is due to him putting in a request for protection following the attempt on his life at his Maryland's home. The public finds it hard to understand why such a dangerous criminal should be offered protection by the state. He's seen as one of the figureheads of everything wrong in Sydney, the very man making the streets unsafe at night, and in the daytime for that matter, and he's frequently in the news as the man behind the violence. However, there is hope that taking Ali away from the situation, at least for now, may help to bring down the frequency of violent acts in the streets. He is, after all, closely connected with plenty of other major underworld figures and rival families across Sydney. That includes Dawood Zakaria, another Alameddine associate and one of Australia's most wanted men, and the brother of Dawood Zakaria, recently murdered. There's also Ali Ahuncho Yunus, a well-known Western Sydney rapper and cousin of Alameddine boss, Rafat Alameddine. That means, regardless of his current position, Ali is central to everything going on. He will be seen by police as the potential key to calming tensions and conflicts between groups. If he were to be the next Alameddine member to be gunned down, all hell could break loose. As the violent saga surrounding Ali Mubayed and the Alameddine crime family continues to unfold, the coming months promise further developments in Sydney's underworld. With police ramping up their investigations and rival factions eager to exploit any weakness, the power struggle within the Alameddine network is far from over. Ali's survival in the face of recent attacks raises questions about who will ultimately control this notorious syndicate in the future. I'll make sure to keep you all updated with any future developments. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching.